Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. There was a Star Citizen Townhall live stream with questions and answers relating to ship and flight balance. I thought I'd do a quick overview here. It's a good thing to remember that patch 2.6.1 is fresh in players' heads at time of recording too, with its adjusted flight model. BVR, Beyond Visual Range Weapons. You can target ships beyond visual range and engage them in combat. Ships and weapons are getting bigger, so ranges, especially with capital ships and larger weapons, are going to be significantly beyond visual range. Some of these weapons are intended for that purpose as well. They currently have size 5 weapons in games, and even torpedoes at the moment with the Retaliator are effectively beyond visual range, the way that they're acting and firing at the moment. Obviously, this also leads to a lot of gameplay with spotting with ships like the Terrapin and scouts and stuff, where you will want to spot and target and paint certain targets that are huge distances away for engaging in combat. Interdiction and running away. Cargo ships won't be able to outrun smaller ships necessarily at all. They're not going to have advantages for that anyway, really. Cargo ships will be vulnerable. Pre-planning, precaution against interdiction, your choices of mapping exactly where you're going, your paths and routes, hiring escorts, fighting and surviving until help arrives will be the mechanisms by which cargo ships live, as well as negotiating, I suppose, with pirates. Cargo ships might have more stamina than lighter fighters, which will have shorter ranges. The idea of fighters, especially the light fighters, is they don't have a huge operating range normally, that they do need to go back and refuel and that sort of stuff. So in lots of situations, you might be able to outlast them or get away or make it not worth their while, ding them or damage them slightly with your weapons. Self-destructing as a cargo ship and as a mechanic will be discouraged, especially in the persistent universe, where they don't want you just to blow yourself up. There will be repercussions for that. That might not necessarily be the best way of proceeding financially for you in-game. Interdiction gameplay is still being fleshed out still, so we'll have to see exactly how they implement that though. Turret gameplay. So they did talk a bit about turrets. They are looking at turrets and revisiting that again soon. Turret stabilization is important for them, and there are bugs that they need to fix, and it's going to receive a lot of love. Turret gameplay is incredibly important. Obviously, with the Hurricane just released, that's got a big turret, which is incredibly important to its gameplay as well. They've been working on maximum G-forces and large ship movements as well. So they want to look at roles of ships in combat in regards to speed and play style. And they want people to dodge and be able to dodge getting shot, but also get hit as well. So that's important to turrets as well. They don't want someone to constantly be dodging all of the time and just be able to evade them permanently, but they do want that person, or both people really, to have gameplay. Turrets are easier to use in 2.6.1, but again, these numbers and these things will get balanced, rebalanced, and changed continuously throughout Star Citizen's development. Decoupled EVA is going to be a thing in the game, so the current system isn't ergonomic. They want it so that you can fly off, just jump out into space out of your ship, or off, just going off into EVA as your on-foot character effectively, and decouple similar to ships. So you'll be able to fly in one direction, then turn and fire in another. Obviously not at the same sort of speed that spaceships will be going at. They also want you to be able to aim down sights and then kind of separately decouple your head so that you can look around while still in aim down sights mode. There isn't any estimated time of arrival on any of this stuff though. It's done when it's done. Weapon grouping, if there's any form of lost functionality at all, whether it's on the MFDs or the unable to bind weapons to different groups, that's currently a bug. It will be back ASAP. Flight performance and weight. They have been tuning ships that we have at the moment, especially the larger ones, as if they have cargo in already. So some ships are going to be performing better when empty. It's all kind of flux at the moment. We're going to see this stuff change and get balanced and rebalanced. The IFCS, the Intelligent Flight Computer System, will restrict some ships' speed for safety and turning capabilities and stuff of them. So some ships might be quite agile, even the larger ones, with no cargo in, but you might not be able to get the full powers of thrust because it would cause crazy G-forces or people to be thrown around or unsafe turns and that sort of stuff. So some ships have this extra thrust capacity that they don't use, but they do only kind of use it when they get more laden, so when they get heavier. So if they're empty, they don't use it. If they get more weight to them, more cargo, they start to use that extra thrust capacity, so they're less affected by that extra weight, basically. And they don't want like super nimble starfarers or anything like that as kind of counterproductive to the gameplay they're going for. Ships and Arena Commander, specifically the Constellation, Constellation and those kind of multi-crew ships aren't really in at the moment. They don't have a way. They don't have that multi-crew lobby, but they do want that feature in the future. They want people to be able to join lobbies and go into Arena Commander as multi-crew ships and be a gunner and a system operator and all that sort of stuff. So that will be there in the future. Damage state indicators. Some ships are hard to kind of tell if you've been damaged, not just from the pilot attacking his point of view, but even if the owner of the ship's point of view. So they are going to have more obvious indicators, whether that be sounds, VFX, cracks in your windscreen, MFD displays telling you what's going on or being damaged, sparks coming off stuff. They're looking at all of that and they're come to a sensible conclusion of exactly how they want to implement that. They're also looking at fields of vision for us. Now, we're not sure exactly if we're going to have a slider for FOV, if we're going to have a maximum slider, or if it's going to be done by different helmets and that sort of stuff. We do know they're looking at it. We do know that they're looking at fields of vision and they implement something, again, sensible. Gimbaled weapons and controllers. So controller types are stronger and weaker in different ways. They don't want to force people to go down a certain route. They want more support for more controller types. Mouse, in their opinion, makes it easier to aim. HOTAS gives you more flight control. Track IR is on their roadmap for being supported again fully. And they like key bindings and mappings being shared. It's partly due to ergonomics, the way they do the controls. So people sharing their key maps, people showing their mapping, helps them work out exactly what's sensible in regards to different controllers. The Cartu Al's right as well. So I talk a little bit about the Cartu Al. They want it to be a competitive racer on certain maps, and it's the intention to have the best lateral strafe in the game. They are considering upgrading its SCM speeds to make it more competitive with other racers, and there are weapon convergence issues at the moment. But that was kind of it for that town hall, talking about flight. If you've got questions about flight balance and that sort of stuff, or you've got issues with the current flight model, I'm not a massive fan of the one in 2.6.1. We're hoping for some changes in 2.6.2, but if you've got problems with it, if you like it, if you've got questions specifically relating to ship speed, interdiction, the flight model, stuff like that, please drop them in the comments below. Every month you've got a chance to win a ship on my channel through the February. It's a Avenger Titan, so comment today to be in for a chance to win that, and I'll ask some of those questions to CIG. I'll give them a poke. I'm intending to be more pokey with CIG and say, answer my questions. Woo! So we'll start doing that as a channel. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me. You take care, and I'll see you in the verse.